What's happening, everybody? Welcome back. This is Forgo, and I thought we'd revisit Shang-Chi after I've got him built up a little bit. And I gotta tell you, man, he really is one impressive character to play. This guy really is an absolute monster. In the last video I did with this guy, I had a normal rank uniform. I had a critical damage with 140% damage proc on this character, and I did like stage 13, and it was with relative ease. But when you level him up, and this is going to go for a lot of characters, but I think for Shang-Chi it's going to be more so because he's just so strong. He really does move up the ladder. Now, currently, right now, he has 48,000, about 49,000 physical tag. He has pretty much max attack stats. His critical rate's actually going to be maxed out from his fist skill. And when White Fox gets that tier 3, this is going to be insane for him. Getting that extra 60 to 65% damage to supervillains, depending on whether or not she has her newest uniform or not. And the extra all attack is going to be nuts. Oh, for a character like this. I did go ahead and upgrade his Urus. Before I had 5-star physical attack Urus. Now I got mythic physical attack Urus on him. But that's the only thing I really changed. I also did add a extra critical damage Uru there, just so I could max out his critical damage. And then his skills are all at 6. And he has a fully awakened Power Ranger Hawk set, which is the same as before. And then we do have a mighty CTP of energy. Now, the only reason I put this mighty on him is because it's the only thing I had. But I actually kind of regret putting the one with the beatdown proc. I think it would have been a lot better off if I just put the all attack on him. I think it would have been, because in all honesty, whenever I play Shang-Chi, you're going to notice in the run that I'm going to show you that I'm not really waiting for the beatdown proc. I'm just kind of playing him. I'm just playing him like I normally would with just a regular CTP of energy or just with a regular damage proc, because the damage proc is going to reset about every 7 seconds. Whereas, you got to wait that 10 seconds for the beatdown proc. I'm just not going to wait for it. I've found in testing that I've done before, like on Gambit, for example, where if I just played him over and over throughout the run instead of trying to always bring up the beatdown proc, that I could do just as much damage, if not more at times. And with Shang-Chi, it's pretty much the same thing. So I'm going to play him where I'm just going to be playing him like a regular damage proc. I'm not going to be trying to worry about get the beatdown proc and all that, because I had runs where I tried getting the beatdown proc and I actually was worse than when I just played him, and just whenever his skills were off cooldown, I just went ahead and used them, because again, your damage proc is on a 7-second cooldown instead of a 10-second cooldown for the beatdown proc. But I do think the all attack would have been better just for that reason. But it's fine, it is what it is. So don't think nothing about the mighty CTP. Just pretend it's just a regular CTP of energy, because it really isn't going to benefit him that much, especially the way that I'm going to play him. He does have a mythic uniform, and his uniform options are Carnage, which is kind of a bummer because that is a paywall uniform that's difficult to get BIOS for. And then you got Storm, which is, that's good. A lot of people are going to have Storm. And really, I need to level old girl up. I can't believe I have her at Heroic. What the hell, man? And then we have Ghost Rider, which is awesome. Everybody's going to have Ghost Rider. That's a fantastic uniform bonus. And we have Crossbones, which is kind of a bummer. I mean, he's a good character, but unfortunately, a lot of people aren't using him these days. And then we have Scarlet Witch, which is pretty awesome, right? A lot of people are going to be using this uniform, especially if they're ABX oriented, because she is the queen of ABX. And Shang-Chi really is just awesome because, something about him that's really amazing is, whenever you're playing this character and you're playing him in World Boss, he has this ignore iframe on his tier 3 for that 13 seconds, which is just awesome. Honestly, I just want to highlight this because, whenever Knull or Mephisto, they're going into their iframes, he can just keep attacking. You can just keep going into your skills and attacking, because no matter what skill you use, after you use your tier 3, you're going to have ignore iframe for 13 seconds. That is dope. That is sick. Not to mention all the heal. Oh my God. This guy's just got insane survivability. You don't have to worry about him dying. That's something that goes a long way with me. I do think that he's still kind of a little bit of a pain to play with a damage proc. It's not super difficult. You can keep the proc pretty much where it belongs for the most part, but it does take some practice. It does take a bit of skill to use Shang-Chi properly. And I do know with a rage, he's really good with a rage, right? Because you don't have to sit and worry about your cooldowns. You got the long cooldown on the 5 and the 4. You can reset the 5 with the first skill, and you just don't have to worry about, landing your proc. You can just kind of button mash and go through your skills really, really quick, build your tier 3 super fast, and just go into your skills, your co-ops, and so on. It's just a lot easier with a rage. But y'all know that I pretty much can't stand playing with rages because I don't like the whole button mashing thing. I can't stand it. This is a team that we're going to use, And you can see they are unavailable for obvious reasons. But we're just going to use this 30% physical attack from War Machine. Then we got Taskmaster for the damage dealt to supervillains. And, you know, this is all the higher I could go. Because if I went any higher, I need male superheroes. And unfortunately, there are no supports that can add enough damage for Shang-Chi to be able to do this. So it's actually extremely hard. He's pretty much would be on his own because there are no damage to supervillain supports. So we're just going to be doing stage 19, which is a pretty awesome feat on my account, especially with, you know, just 13% pierce on my account and then 87% physical attack. And as far as strikers, we'll just use some damage to supervillain strikers. So we'll go ahead and we'll bring this up here. All right, let's check this out. And this is pretty awesome. You know, stage 19 is really an awesome feat on my account. I would do Mephisto, but I've only at like stage 13 Mephisto. I don't really put a lot of focus on that boss, even though he's super fun. You know, just the chance to get a CTP of regeneration just isn't as appealing to me as getting a CTP of energy. Okay, run back here, try to avoid the cage. All right. So right now his beatdown proc is ready to go. We hit the 3, 5, 4. Okay, so now we're just gonna, and then whenever his tier 3 is about ready to go, I'll hit the 5 first and then go into the 3 and then the tier 3, 4. And I always do find that, well, it seems to me that the proc just seems to land better whenever I do it that way. Whenever I play that way, when I hit the 5, cancel, immediately go into cancel on the 3 and then the tier 3, it just seems to work out a lot better for me as far as keeping the proc where it belongs. Whenever I try to go from the 5 to the tier 3, man, it seems a lot of times like that 5 just wants to start doing hits, and it just triggers the proc early, which is what you don't want. There, I think my proc actually triggered early, which does happen. Nice, nice. You really want to try and involve your co-op as much as possible, especially with the long cooldowns that you have on your force skill. When you got like a 10-second cooldown on that thing, it's just, that's another reason why Shang-Chi really plays well with the rage. You know, them long cooldowns just, they really don't benefit, you know, using a damage proc that much. Or your damage proc, you don't benefit from using a damage proc that much whenever you have a lot of long cooldowns on your skills. We're just going to go ahead and wait. We'll just reset the skill here. And there we go. And right there, we pretty much didn't even have a beatdown proc at all. Let's go, run over here. Can't go into my 4, which is a pain. That's something that's always annoys me about playing Shang-Chi, is you need to be fairly close to use that 4 skill. I mean, you got to be right up in their face to be able to do it, which I guess is, you know, I guess the way it should be, considering, you know, he's doing martial arts. I mean, you do got to be up close and personal when you're fighting. But, you know, it's a game. It would have been a lot better if he'd had a little bit more range. Okay, let's do it. And he plows through this, man. This really is pretty much nothing for him. I'll tell you what's really crazy about this to me is that we're pretty much just using one support. I mean, really. I mean, Shang-Chi has a 24% all-attack leadership. He's only gaining 6% physical attack from War Machine. I don't need War Machine on this team. I really don't. I could have just used Shang-Chi's leadership, and you'll see the amount of time that we do this clear in. We really didn't need War Machine, right? I really didn't need him at all. Could have just used Shang-Chi's leadership and just used Taskmaster as a support to be able to do this, which is pretty insane. Honestly, stage 19, with the amount of pierce that I have, just using one support, that's just nuts. That is crazy, crazy strong. You know, there's players out there, you know, that got the 22% pierce that are just doing insane clears with this guy. Stage 40 and above. I mean, it's just, that's nuts, man. That is strong. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Bring it. Bring it. Right over here yonder. Try to avoid getting stunned here. Oh. And this is something that is annoying, and why another reason why Rage is a little bit better, I think, is a lot of times his proc doesn't trigger. He doesn't do a lot of hits on his fourth skill. And I said it before in the last video, and I'll say it again. I really wish they would have gave him more hits because, you know, I mean, he does martial arts, you know. Martial arts, whenever you're fighting, it's all about doing combos, man. It's all about it. And I just would have liked to seen a little bit more combo action from this guy. I think that would have been sick. But, you know, I guess it is what it is. We're just going to go ahead and use that 4, try to put Knull into the next phase. Now, this is something else that's sweet. You know, so we're at stage 19 where we can take a tremendous amount of damage right now, but we're not worried about it, right? We're not worried about it because we're going to get 100% heal on the tier 3, right? And then we get a 50% heal from the 3rd skill. And he has to decrease damage received. So you don't have to worry about Shang-Chi dying. I mean, he's just... That's something that's nice about a character. I tell you what, characters that can stay alive really easy, that have great survivability, they really are super fun to play because of that. Come on, come on, come on. We'll use the co-op, and boom. So you had about 30 seconds left to spare, right? And we could have just used Shang-Chi's leadership. Didn't need War Machine at all. I mean, that's impressive, man. This guy really is just crazy, crazy strong. Wow, what a freaking powerhouse. Totally impressed with Shang-Chi. I mean, he just never ceases to amaze me. But I think eventually I'm probably going to end up changing this obelisk. I might end up putting a rage on him later on because I do have a few rages lying around that are already leveled up. So I might end up putting one of them on him, but I'm not going to do an unequip right now because it's going to cost 800 crystals. So whenever we get a CTP unequipping cost event, maybe I'll go ahead and unequip it then, maybe slap a rage on him. But he does play well with a proc. If you play him properly, if you use your co-op skills when you can, he does play pretty well with a proc. Obviously, he just hammered out stage 19 like it was nothing. Freaking insanely strong. So let me know how y'all feeling about Shang-Chi. Let me know what kind of obelisk you're using on him. And I do stream on Twitch at 9 p.m. GMT plus 7 time. The link will be in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See ya.